bienvenidos a un nuevo video en mi canal. Mi nombre es Carla, para los que no me conocen, y hoy estoy acá con SOPHIE JORDAN, autora de la trilogía Firelight. También escribió la trilogía de intimidades universitarias y su libro más nuevo, que es Reino de Sombras. Vamos a estar respondiendo unas preguntitas y jugando a un juego, así que espero que les guste. Muy bien, lo primero que vamos a estar haciendo es el desafío infinito, pero para darle un giro, en vez de decir nombres de libros, vamos a decir los nombres de los autores. Lo va a hacer Sophie por primera vez y vamos a estar muy emocionados de ver esto. Y sí, vamos a ver cuántos puede decir en un minuto.
Okay.
¿Vamos, Sophie?
Okay,
Uno.
so my favorite authors, here we go.
Ya.
Okay. Jennifer Armentrout, Sarah McLean, Ali Carter, Ali Condi, Carrie Ryan, Rachel Hawkins, Stephanie Meyer, Veronica Roth, Veronica Rossi, blah, 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 blah. Did I say Sarah McLean, Tara Lynn Childs, Mary Lindsay, what else am I? Oh, Linda Howard, Susan Elizabeth Phillips, Rick Yancey, blah, blah. Oh, Monica McCarty, Diana Gabaldon, everything by. Oh, do you know Sophie Jordan? I like her books. Diana Gabaldon and John Jakes, Victoria Holt, Christopher Pike, Kimberly Durding.
Time.
All right.
That was so good.
I don't know. That's a lot of pressure. I'm gonna blame it on my airplane
Mucha presión.
brain. I still
Está muy
have-
cansada del avión. Quieren que
Tomorrow
traiga-
morning after coffee,
Yes.
I would be so much better.
Hay una chica que me preguntó si tenías pensado escribir más New Adult, porque le gustó muchísimo la historia de intimidades universitarias. ¿A qué no entendí?
Yes.
Kind of.
I have plans. I have plans to write a lot of things. I like writing in the young adult genre so much, but the new adult genre for me was just a natural progression to go just a few years older. So I do have an idea in that world, in the Ivy Chronicles, and writing one more book, at least one more. So maybe 2017.
Bueno, vamos a aclarar que tuvimos un pequeño problema con la iluminación, no teníamos lámparas, entonces ahora sí, de repente se nos ve mejor, es por eso, porque agregamos una, mil perdones por el principio si se ve un poquito oscuro. Y vamos a seguir con las preguntas para Sophie. La que sigue es, ¿qué consejo le darías a un escritor primerizo, o sea, o alguien que quiere ser escritor?
I have a lot. There's a lot of things I could advise. Reading a lot. Read everything and read different genres too. Like I read in YA, I read in adult, and I always say start writing. But the biggest thing I wish someone had told me when I was starting was to forgive yourself for writing what you think is not very good. You know, if you think, oh, this is awful, nothing like a first draft. It never looks good. And it's a hard thing for a new writer who sees a book. Like when I write, I see the books like a movie in my head, and then when you sit down to write, it's just sort of like, well, that doesn't sound like a movie, you know, that's not what's in my head. So brace yourself for that kind of disappointment and be okay with it and forgive yourself and get the first draft out, because you can go back and fix anything, you can revise it, spend months revising. Some advice. Oh, and I watch a lot of TV. A lot of TV and movies, it helps, it actually inspires, it gives me a lot of ideas.
Si tuvieras que elegir un tabú para tocar en una historia, o sea, escribir un libro tocando un tema tabú, ¿cuál sería ese tema tabú que te gustaría tocar?
That's a tricky question.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Especially because, you know, I do write in children, in YA and adults, so I feel like I can't, usually if there's something taboo, I really want to do it, I find a way to do it. It's hard to say. I don't think, especially in this modern day, there's not a lot of things that are too taboo. The thing is, sometimes I just always want to write the story of my heart that I want to write, and I'll find a way to write it even if it's taboo. But I don't want to write a book just for the sake that it's taboo, because then it doesn't feel like, am I trying to horrify or scandalize people? You know, I have to love what I write. But yeah, and sometimes I will read a book that's certainly a darker subject, and I can enjoy it and read it, but it may not be I don't go too, even though I wrote a book about set in a world of darkness, I can write things that are that dark.
Después, ¿qué lugar es tu preferido para escribir? ¿Tenés algún lugar en el que prefieras escribir?
One of the many great things about being a writer is how flexible and how fluid it is. You know, I can write this week when I'm here, wherever I'm at, I can write. So I've found a lot of favorite places. I do have a coffee shop near me. Once or twice a year, I'll do a writer's retreat. And we usually pick some place really amazing. One year I went with a group of writers to an island, Kiowa Island, and it had alligators everywhere, and it was really beautiful. So that was nice to sit on a patio and look out at nature as you write. But a lot of times I'm just writing in the middle of the night in my chair. Yeah, I think as long as I'm in a comfortable spot with a latte in my hand, that's pretty perfect.
Sobre Reina de Sombras, quería que me dijeras 3 palabras que para vos definan la historia y que tenga que vender el libro. O sea, vender el libro con esas 3 palabras.
Okay, edgy, dark, romance.
¿Disfrutaste escribiendo los 2 puntos de vista? ¿Te gustaría seguir haciéndolo en el futuro? ¿Qué se siente escribir así sobre un protagonista masculino después de tantas protagonistas femeninas en los libros, por lo menos juveniles, que venís escribiendo?
That's probably my favorite aspect of this book, is that I wrote with the 2 genders. I've read a lot of books. One of the authors I didn't name in our game, I'm a big fan of Katie McGarry, and she writes alternating the hero and the heroine, the guy and the girl. And I love her books so much, and a lot of authors that do that, I love it. When I pick up a book to read it and I find out it has the both, I'm really excited. So it just was like, why am I not doing that? If it's so exciting to me as a reader, I want to try to do the boy and the girl. It was really my favorite part of this book. It was maybe the trickiest part in the very beginning, because then when you do that, you have to make them sound distinct and different from each other. So I really had to think about, when I started writing it, who Fowler is, define him in my mind, and then define Luna, and then organically they come about sounding different.
¿Te costó en algún momento escribir sobre una protagonista ciega, sobre un personaje ciego?
Yes, it was something that, because of the darkness of the world, I wanted, when I came up with the idea of a character, I wanted her to be blind or handicapped in a way that, or we perceive as a handicap, but in this world it's not a handicap. So she's somewhat extraordinary, because when you live in a world of darkness and you are blind, and that's all she's been her whole life. She's never relied on light. So everybody else is sitting around wanting the light to return, but it doesn't matter to her, in the sense of, you know, how well she can see or not. So it was difficult. When you're a writer, you think about the senses, you know, what the character is seeing. I had to be careful, because she has heightened senses. Sometimes it feels like she can see, but she can't. So in that sense, Fowler was my foil for Luna. You know, he can see everything, Fowler can. And so if I really want to show something in a scene to the reader, Luna's not going to be the character to do it for me, that Fowler will. So another reason why it was good to have the 2 points of view.